Well, it's a very honest exchange of a whole range of issues. Number one, I made the point to President Karzai that I want to make sure that any of the gains that have been made on behalf of women in Afghanistan with regard to their participation in civil society or the government, girls in school, the enrollment numbers have gone up by literally millions. I wanted to make the point that those gains are maintained as we draw down our troops and as he and his government take full control of their government, the security forces. We don't want extreme elements to take away the gains that have been made by women. We want to make sure that the millions of girls that are in school, if anything, increases over time. And I wanted to make sure that he heard that from us. Secondly, I made the point that corruption still is a huge problem in his government, and one of the best ways to enhance confidence or strengthen the support for his government over time is to root out corruption, and I made that point to him. And then thirdly, I made the point that it's critically important that these elections in Afghanistan in 2014 are fully transparent, are what we know as free and fair elections. Because as our forces draw down and as he and his government or the new president is leading that country, it can only make progress, and it can only have the kind of stable foundation if there are elections that the people have confidence in, and that they have a firm belief that the elections were transparent and free and fair. Because in the end, the Afghan government has to be able to secure itself, its army and its police have to do their job, and they have to be able to govern themselves and have to be able to build up and invest in and strengthen institutions which will deliver services to the people, to all the people of Afghanistan. So I made that point to him that the elections are a critical element in building and securing a strong foundation for the future. And finally, I wanted to remind him about the great sacrifice that fighting men and women have made, Americans who have gave their lives, some of whom were wounded and have returned to the United States, and others who spent a lot of time there, even if they didn't lose their life or were injured in some way. So whether it's the contributions of our troops, our military families, and obviously the contribution made by taxpayers is a huge investment in the future of Afghanistan, and I wanted to make sure that we reminded him of that.
Happy New Year.
Discuss our mutual goals for his country.
Everybody, Senator McConnell, honorable senators, I'm very happy to be out there to receive them and host them.
You left in your country after 2014.
Thank you, everybody.
What kind of residual force?